both seats?
I have a large S. I'm sorry.
We're talking about feelings here. Feelings between Rashad and Katie.
Whoa, I'm in the middle of it.
Is that why you took that seat?
Yeah. I think trust is a big thing. You know, I mean, sometimes it's not so much whether it's more going on. What you say, is there more going on? I don't know if that's the point of it. The point is that there's a person that you can trust. If you can trust this person, and you keep certain things from people that you should be sharing them with, you know, with this other person, then I think that creates conflict and that creates a big dilemma. And I think that's, you know, why they're having such a tough time in their relationship with Rashad.
We've heard that the show's going to go in a more sci-fi direction this season. Are you excited for that?
I'm not.
Absolutely.
I was hoping to be a little more of a medical thing, but I've got an old rusty lab coat that I was running. No, it's fine, it's fine. You guys like it, so I'm along for the ride.
Sarah, Katie came home to that empty house at that last scene of season 1. Do you think in her mind, now that the family's kind of broken up, it's divided, is she kind of maybe regretting what happened with the resistance or her involvement, or is she just kind of gearing up to really go after it in season 2?
No, I mean, I think if we started with literally, but also with the metaphor of Geronimo, I think Katie's mindset at the top of season 2 is more, I will fight no more forever. She went in with all the passion of a zealot, and the human cost, both on a macro scale and also on the scale of her family, was enormous. I don't think she regrets the passion of her ideology, but I think she probably regrets the naivete of just sort of jumping, so to speak, jumping into bed with a group of people, and well, that went south.
I heard it come out, and I know. It like went from there to there to there.
Of aligning her ideology, of ceding her agency, actually. She basically went to this group of people and said, here, I want to be involved. I'm going to put you in charge of my ideology. And they took the ball and ran with it, and I think it was a catastrophe.
One of the greatest strengths of the series is that it has these two equal leads, both of which have opposing points of view, and they're on opposing sides of something, but that neither is right nor wrong. Do you generally agree with where your character stands in terms of the resistance versus cooperation?
You had a hard season last year.
I had a hard season because, like Sarah was saying, both sides carry an emotional burden with them. You know, if you collaborate, you have this shame and this self-hatred and this, you know, yes, I'm convincing myself I'm doing what I have to do for my family to survive, but you feel like shit about it. You don't agree with that at all, that ideology. I mean, Will most definitely is more of a resistor and wants to get the world back in any way possible, but he's not in that position, and then Katie has sort of situations and the consequences of that, the consequences of resistance, and to her family and also on a larger scale. So it's hard. It's a hard one to carry around, even off screen. I was like, sick of this shit. You know, like I was just mad at collaborating. And then it makes you want to go out and break the law or something, you know? So it was, which I did. No. But both are valid. Like you said, both are valid, and it depends on what your perspective is.
So this question is for each of you. What's been your weirdest or favorite kind of moment for out of all the cons you've been to, and doing it for the show?
I got a secret. I'm a virgin.
Oh.
First time here.
First time.
So the answer for Tory is you guys. This thing that has happened to you.
White overwhelming.
Yes. Gosh, I can't remember. It's every season is unique. This is like my 8th, and I'm always always, first of all, coming off a night work, so I get here at 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I gotta
And it was his birthday yesterday.
And it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So I get here thinking, God, I don't know if I can do this. And then as this day progresses, I'm infused with all this great energy. You know, it's really a wonderful experience, Comic-Con. You're here, you get really enthusiastic fans, you get really enthusiastic journalists with great questions, and people that are engaged in what you're
Actually
doing.
watched your show.
And actually watched your show. So that is fun. And you know, it gets you going. So I always love that when that happens.
Peter.
This is my second. Last season was funny because we did a table, and so that was my first one, my first time, and you know, Walking Dead and Prison Break and Lost. I mean, these guys are vets. This is my first, and I kind of have never been in a show that was the Comic-Con kind of a show. So it was just funny because we were at a table, people were signing stuff, and they'd be like signing for Sarah, he was signing all of them, and they get to me, and they'd be like, "Are you his lawyer?" "No, I don't need to be here." I was like, no, I'm going to be on this show too. But it was really fun. But that was just it was sweet to see all the energy, and now I feel like I'm a part of it. So that was great.
Your character, Proxy, or former Proxy Snyder, what is Ned? I mean, I thought you were dead at the end of.
I did too.
So, any hints on maybe next?
I'm not dead, and history is riddled with great political comebacks. I don't know if that will happen, but it's possible. I have ways to come back now. It would definitely be a comeback if I get to be back in control. I'm out of the colony, but that doesn't mean that I'm not in charge of something, and it doesn't mean that I'm not back to my wily ways, trying to manipulate everyone and every situation to my benefit. So he's Snyder, he's just elsewhere.
Is your character a guy who feels like they have to be in charge of something?
Well, that's interesting because I certainly, you know, in the first season you find a guy who's like, oh, Jesus, I'm in charge of everything. And who never had that sense of, oh, I have to be. But I think having had a taste of it, I think what I'm sensing so far is, yeah, he liked it. He also doesn't want to get killed. But beyond that, he really wants it back.
What is it about Carlton's work that he's bringing back? Or working with them?
Mystery. I'm lazy and I like to not know anything. No, I love big storytelling. I love, same when I read. I read constantly, and I love anything that's a series of books. I like big stories that unfold, and so does Carlton, apparently. So, and I like mystery. I don't like to be told everything. I don't like just a one-note type thing. I don't. So a medical show for me would be hard to stay as interested in as something with a big, expanding, unfolding story that constantly poses other questions and answers few. I like that. I like to be tortured.
Speaking of mysteries, do you guys have hypotheses about what the aliens are like?
I don't think they're very nice.
I don't know actually to answer on that. I don't know if they're. I've thought about that. I was like, are they not nice, or are they?
Right? Are the humans beneath them?
Are they smarter and have an idea bigger than what we have? I don't know. I like to think of them as we don't like them, and then suddenly we get to know one and go, you know what? I like you better than my friend, down the road. So I like that idea.
They're just here for In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, they're here for
I feel like the factory though lends it to more evil than good.
Factory,
Yes.
the wall.
Yeah.
It's possible that they're treating us as a resource the way we have continually treated our planet as a resource, and that maybe there's a level of karma involved in that. You know what I mean? Which is to say that their attitude towards us is the same attitude that we've had towards, take your pick, fish
Animal.
or the rainforest or whatever, I mean, that they would think it would be a very strange thing to anthropomorphize people. Why would you? They don't have feelings like that. They don't experience things on that level. You know it.
I told her that word. Syllables. I've never even heard of that word.
Learn something new every day.
You guys,
Like a $45.
in season 1, you guys kind of had all these support systems where, you know, you were in charge, you had the resistance, you had a partner, you had the resistance and everything. Now you're going in season 2 and it seems like there's nothing. So what's it like going in season 2, feeling like, I feel like you guys are all on your own, like all these different stories are going.
I was all season long, I was working with Josh,
Yeah.
it was great.
I know.
I don't even know who he looks like anymore. And I
Agree.
remember now.
No, he doesn't drive me to work anymore. He doesn't get my coffee. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah,
So
we've all
it's
had
actually
scenes
secretly
with
great.
totally new actors. I mean,
It is, yeah.
It
It's
is.
a
Working
big
with
new
new-
world.
yep.
All new people, so it's interesting.
And I ask your fellow cast members this question, so I want to ask you guys. Have you reached a point with your characters where you feel like you're really comfortable with them and you're able to now like tell the writer that, hey, my character wouldn't do this, or are you still trying to find your way?
I'm always trying to find my way, just so you know.
I'm trying to find his way too.
But I mean, I feel comfortable. I feel in his skin, for sure. But because of the situation, I think even in his skin, he's having to ask himself constantly questions and what's at stake and where do you stand on this and that, because that's what he's being faced with daily. So I like being a little off balance.
And I think for me the character's changing so fast. Sorry, did I just cut you off?
No, I burped. So yes, you cut off my burp,
I
but
missed you
I'm
so
fine
much.
with it.
Yeah, I don't think Katie's stayed still long enough for me to get a sense of kind of who she is. I exist in a constant state of certainty of failure. Do you know what I mean? Like I wake up at 4 o'clock every morning and go, God, fuck, I should have done this, and that's what that was, you know. But it's, I think a certain level of comfort creatively is a kind of death. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like probably the last day of my career is the day that I go home and I'm like, nailed it. You know what I mean? Like it's nice to not know where your feet are.
Yeah.
So I think that's,
I'm still questioning things I did in pilot.
oh yeah.
You know?
I question a lot of what you do.
You should. I won't argue with that. But the first season was really, for me, you know, it was about fate, just sort of jumping off a ledge, not knowing where it was going to go. And coming back this second season, there was a bit of a foundation that's been established. Relationships, obviously, between Michelle and Katie have been established, and now there's a level of trust. But there's still an anticipation of not knowing, you know, and just sort of anxiously awaiting the next script. And when what I've read so far, it's like, oh wow, didn't expect that. But it's better than what I expected it to be. So they're constantly changing things, throwing us curveballs, and so there really is no one way to prepare for it. You just sort of stay open and stay in the moment. That's right.
And that's a sign of good writing. If you're, this is different. I got to figure this out now. That's not static. It's different.
Yeah.
I was going to say, thank Dave for that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.